What if I told you there is a watch that gains or loses only 1 second per year, or one that can run for 50 days without winding, and another that combines the best of quartz and the best of mechanical? Today we are not just going to talk about watches, we are going to discover what makes them tick. The most impressive movements ever created, from absolute precision to the most complex art. Welcome to a journey to the heart of watchmaking. What makes a movement the best? Before choosing the best movement in the world, we need to pause for a moment and ask ourselves an essential question. What does the best mean when we talk about the heart of a watch? Because not everyone is looking for the same thing. There are those who demand maximum precision, an almost imperceptible deviation that touches mathematical perfection. Others value the power reserve, that ability to keep ticking for days or even weeks without winding. There are also those who are thrilled by the beauty of mechanical art, with hand-decorated movements, visible gears, tourbillons that defy gravity, and, of course, those who prioritize reliability in daily life. A caliber that doesn't fail, that withstands shocks, that works without complications for years. In the end, what makes a movement great is its purpose fulfilled with excellence. It's not just about technical figures, but about what it conveys: precision, emotion, innovation, resilience, legacy. And in that range of possibilities, there are certain movements that have earned a place in history. Watches that not only tell time, but make history with every passing second. Let's get to know them. Citizen Caliber. 0100, unbeatable precision. Imagine a watch that deviates only plus or minus 1 second per year, not per month or week, per year. That level of accuracy does not belong to the future, but to the present. And it has a name, Citizen Caliber 0100. This revolutionary movement represents the limit of what is possible in quartz watchmaking. Its secret lies not only in the quartz crystal that vibrates like a metronome, but in how Citizen has refined every aspect of the system. An angled oscillator crystal for greater stability. Real-time temperature correction. Circuits that filter any deviation due to environmental factors. All of this is powered by solar energy, allowing the watch to operate for up to 6 months in total darkness or 8 months in power-saving mode. And the most impressive thing is, it's not a laboratory, it's a watch you can wear. The Japanese philosophy behind this movement is clear. They don't seek to show off, they seek to perfect. While other brands compete for complications or aesthetics, Citizen decided to focus on the essential, telling time perfectly. And in that goal, no one has done it better so far. The Caliber 0100 not only tells time, it sets a new standard for what a watch can achieve. Zenith, the first. High frequency and legacy. In the world of watchmaking, there are moments that mark a before and after. And one of those moments occurred in 1969, when Zenith presented to the world a movement that would change history forever. The legendary, the first. While other brands were still debating whether mechanical watchmaking had a future, Zenith bet everything on innovation. The result was the first integrated high-frequency automatic chronograph. And what does that mean in real terms? It beats at 36,000 vibrations per hour. Compared to the usual 28,800, it can measure tenths of a second, something unthinkable in its time, and it does so with a fluidity and precision that dazzles even today. But the first is not just technique, it is also legacy. For more than a decade, Rolex used a modified version of this caliber for its Daytona, one of the most desired chronographs in the world. Yes, even Rolex relied on Zenith to power its icon. And the most admirable thing is that, while many were abandoning mechanical movements during the quartz crisis, Zenith kept the plans of the first one secret, even hidden in the attic of the factory to ensure they were not lost. Thanks to that decision, today we can continue to enjoy one of the most historic and beloved movements of all time. The first is not just a mechanism, it is speed, precision, and endurance encapsulated in a symbol. A heartbeat that has been reminding us for over 50 years that innovation can also have a soul. Greubel Forsey, the pinnacle of high watchmaking. In watchmaking, there is precision and there is art, but few houses manage to fuse both with as much mastery as Greubel Forsey. Founded in 2004 by Robert Greubel and Stephen Forsey, this Swiss manufacturer does not make watches for the masses. Each piece is a mechanical work of art, a symphony of complications, finishes, and impossible geometries. and their movements are simply legendary. An example, the double tourbillon 30 degrees, a tourbillon within another, inclined at 30 degrees to minimize the effects of gravity from any angle. A solution that is not only visually hypnotic, but technically brilliant. And that is just the beginning. There are watches with 4 tourbillons coordinated like a mechanical ballet, cathedral chimes, 3-dimensional perpetual calendars, and mechanisms that take entire years to develop and assemble. Each component is polished, beveled, and decorated by hand, not with machines but with patience, magnifying glass, and passion. In fact, many Greubel Forsey movements have more than 500 pieces assembled with tolerances that approach absolute perfection. And the price easily exceeds 200,000 euros and can reach over 1 million. But for collectors, it's not about a number. It's about owning the closest thing to pure watchmaking art that exists on Earth. A Greubel Forsey is not a watch, it is a miniature sculpture, a testament to what happens when the human mind becomes obsessed with surpassing the limits of time and art. Hublot MP05. The power of energy. There are watches that seek precision. There are others that seek beauty. And then there's the Hublot MP05, the Ferrari that seeks to amaze. This watch looks like nothing you've seen before. It doesn't have traditional hands, it doesn't have a round dial, it has a design that seems to come straight from the engine of a supercar. And it is no coincidence. It was created as a tribute to the Ferrari, and its movement is as radical as the car that inspires it. Its most impressive feat? 50 days of power reserve. Yes, you heard right. 1,200 hours of autonomy without needing to wind it. An absolute record in mechanical watchmaking achieved thanks to 11 barrels mounted in series, arranged in a vertical line. This caliber is wound using a special electric key, as if you were starting a Formula One car. And instead of a dial, it displays the hour and minute indicators on rotating cylinders. Even the power reserve is presented in an independent column like a fuel gauge. But beyond the technology, what impresses about the MP05 is the message it conveys. Breaking the rules, taking watchmaking to unexplored territories, and demonstrating that there is still much to invent. This is not an everyday watch. It is a piece for dreamers, extreme collectors, and lovers of limitless innovation. The MP05 does not measure time. It masters it with a power that seems to defy the very logic of the traditional watch. Oris Caliber 400. Reliability for all. In a world where the headlines are taken by impossible tourbillons and astronomical complications, we sometimes forget the essential. A great movement is also one that you can wear every day without fear, without problems, and with pride. That's where the Oris Caliber 400 comes into play. A modern Swiss creation that doesn't aim to be the most expensive or the most complicated, but the most logical and robust for everyday use. Let's see why. 5 days of power reserve so you can leave it on the nightstand over the weekend, and it will still be ticking on Monday. Anti-magnetic up to 2,250 Gauss, an impressive figure for a caliber at this price. An excellent deviation rate of around plus or minus 10 seconds per day. And the best part, a 10-year warranty with recommended service intervals also every decade. That is commitment. But the most interesting part is not just in the numbers, it's in Oris's message. To make honest, independent, Swiss watchmaking designed to last. The Caliber 400 does not aim to steal headlines at luxury fairs. It aims to accompany you to work, on your trips, on your adventures. To be that watch that never fails, that does not require constant care, and that simply does what it should do, tell the time reliably. And that, in a world saturated with excess, is a statement of principles. The Oris 400 is not a boast. It is a modern mechanical tool designed for those who value real functionality over noise. Seiko Spring Drive. The best of both worlds. There is something hypnotic about watching a second hand glide smoothly without ticking, without jumps, as if time flows silently. That continuous, almost Zen movement is no coincidence. It is the signature of one of the most revolutionary achievements in modern watchmaking, the Seiko Spring Drive. For decades, watchmaking was divided. On one side, mechanical watches, with their artisanal beauty but limited precision. On the other, quartz watches, precise but lacking soul. And then Seiko arrived with a proposal that seemed impossible to unite both worlds. to combine the energy of a mechanical spring with the electronic regulation of quartz, without battery, without ticking, with soul. Thus, the Spring Drive was born. And how does it work exactly? It uses a real spring like a traditional mechanical watch. Instead of an escapement, it employs an electromagnetic system called the tri-synchro regulator, which adjusts the speed using a quartz crystal. There is no escape wheel or anchor. The movement is constant and silent, like the passage of time itself. The result, a deviation of only plus or minus 15 seconds per month, a power reserve of up to 72 hours, and a unique feeling, that of wearing a piece of Japanese engineering that not only measures time, it honors it. The Spring Drive is not just a movement. It is a philosophy made into gears. It is proof that Seiko does not imitate Swiss watchmaking. It challenges it with its own ideas, with different solutions, with a deeply spiritual vision of time. If you have ever had a Spring Drive on your wrist, you know what I am talking about. You don't hear it, you don't feel it, you just see how it flows, as if the watch doesn't measure seconds, but moments. Final comparison. Who takes the crown? After this journey through some of the most amazing movements in the world, it's time to lay the cards on the table. Let's compare what each one offers and what they represent. As you can see, each one dominates a different category. If we talk about extreme precision, the Citizen Caliber 0100 has no rival. If you seek history and frequency, Zenith. The first is a living classic. If you are into art and technical obsession, Greubel Forsey is at the absolute pinnacle. Regarding power reserve, the Hublot MP05 breaks all the molds. If you need something modern, reliable, and wearable, the Oris Caliber 400 is almost unbeatable for its price. And if you want something unique, emotional, and different, the Spring Drive gives you an experience that no other can match. But the most important thing is there is no single best movement. The best exists for you. Because in the end, watches are not only chosen with the head, they are chosen with the heart. After seeing all this, who takes the title of the best watch movement in the world? The answer is more personal than it seems. If your thing is technical perfection, the Citizen Caliber 0100 is unbeatable. If history excites you, the first is a living witness to evolution. If you value art, Greubel Forsey is the pinnacle of haute horlogerie. If energy impresses you, the Hublot MP05 defies the laws of time. If you seek reliability and practicality, the Oris Caliber 400 is the perfect workhorse. And if you are drawn to the fusion of the classic and the modern, the Spring Drive is a silent masterpiece. But in the end, the best movement is not the most expensive nor the most precise. It is the one that makes you feel something when you wear it on your wrist. And now I want to hear from you. Which one impressed you the most? Which one would you choose? Leave it below in the comments. I read you as always. And if you enjoyed this journey through the heart of watchmaking, give it a big like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and activate the bell so you don't miss anything. Because this is Mundo Relojes, where time is not only measured, it's lived.